Here's something nobody in the AI space wants to admit. Every AI paper sounds exactly the same. Not the words, the thinking. Same arguments, same structure, same conclusions, just slightly different sentences, every single time. Here's why. AI doesn't research. It predicts. It generates the most likely response to your prompt based on everything it was trained on. So when 1 million students ask about the same topic, they all get the same paper. Because that's the most statistically likely paper on that topic, it literally cannot help it. And that's why humanizing it doesn't fully solve the problem. You can change the words, but not the thinking behind them. And if that thinking is still coming from AI, that's the part that matters. Which brings us to the real fix, and it has to happen earlier. And that's the key point. If the argument was built by AI predicting what your paper should look like, it's still AI thinking. Different words, same brain. That's why the better answer is to change what goes in, not just what comes out. So here's what we built instead. You paste your assignment instructions into academicsources.com. Rough notes, half-formed ideas, or complete instructions, whatever you have. It reads it, extracts the research angles, and gives you multiple distinct directions you can actually argue. Not what AI thinks your paper should be about. What your assignment is actually asking, from angles the model would never predict. And the best way to see that is with a messy real-world example. From that same messy starting input, once you've picked the angle that works best, Academic Sources searches 11 peer-reviewed scholarly databases at the same time, more coverage than Google Scholar, and returns only the most credible authoritative sources for that specific angle. CRAAP scored, DOI verified. Real. Every single one. No guessing, no sifting, no hallucinated journals. Then, once you've got the right sources, the next step is using them well. Those chosen sources and your research angle then go straight into Write Smarter. And here's where it gets interesting. The paper is now being written from the angle you chose and the sources you actually found, not sources AI predicted should exist. The argument is different because the starting point is different. Your angle, your sources, your paper, just written for you. And that difference shows up in the results. And because the research came before the writing, exactly the way a human researcher does it, your reference list is completely clean. GPTero's bibliography scanner finds nothing. Swanra finds nothing. Reviewer Zero finds nothing. So it's not just a better process in theory, it holds up when you test the output. And that's because the assembly pattern is human. You didn't just assemble a bibliography. You checked source credibility, scored each source with CRAAP, verified the DOI, and made sure no journals were hallucinated. That's real research. And with that foundation in place, here's how to use those sources in writesmarter.com. Now that you've got credible sources lined up, the next step is putting them to work in writesmarter.com. Academicsources.com is completely free, no sign up. Just paste in your instructions, choose your angle, pull your sources, and write your paper in one smooth pipeline from start to finish. Link in bio, follow, and give it a try.